Yeah, right. Yeah.
What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, that you have more opportunity in front of you than at any other time in history? More chances to create wealth, more chances to create freedom, and more chances to build a life on your terms. And yet, most business owners and CEOs and entrepreneurs, they are struggling. They feel overworked, overwhelmed, and are stuck in a cycle of stress, burnout, and self sabotage. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if you could work less and gain more results? What if you could have more success with less stress? What if you could build a business that gives you more money, more time, more energy, and more freedom without sacrificing your health or your relationships? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you inside to become the 21st century entrepreneur through this 3-day challenge. And the best part, it's completely free. This is why I believe that you need this now, because the sad truth is that most entrepreneurs are playing the game the old way. They are grinding 24/7, thinking hard work alone will lead to success. They're chasing the money, wanting to lose their health, relationships, and their happiness. They're trapped in a constant cycle of stress, burnout, self doubt, and frustration. Now, listen, I've seen this firsthand, and I've been hired and I've coached world famous CEOs, world champion athletes, movie stars, singers, and celebrities who, from the outside, looked like they had it all, but behind the scenes, they were struggling. Why? Because they never learned the new way of doing business, a way that allows you to build a thriving business while protecting your energy, your health, and your sanity to unlock more creativity, more productivity, and more impact without burning out, to be able to break free from fear, procrastination, imposter syndrome, and self sabotage. This is the 21st century way of doing business. This is how you create success that lasts. This is what I'm going to teach you in this 3-day challenge. Now, here's your solution and what you're going to get. Over the 3 transformational power sessions, we're going to come together live for about 90 powerful minutes every day. And I'm going to be walking you through so that you can create your own customized IMAP. That's an intelligent, massive action plan. This is the same system that I've used where I learn how to have more energy, more passion, more freedom than ever before, even at almost 52 years old. I literally feel like I'm just getting started. I get to travel the world, take on new adventures, and keep growing year after year. I get to build a life that is not just about making money, but about making an impact. And now I want to gift this to you. Why? Because I believe that you were born for more, because the world needs more entrepreneurs who know how to create success without destroying themselves in the process. And because this one decision to show up for this challenge could be the turning point that changes everything for you. But here's the deal: opportunities like this don't wait. You either step forward and claim your future, or you stay stuck in the same cycle, hoping for change that never comes. This is your moment. All you have to do is click the link, register now, and show up ready to take action. And remember this: if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So let's make sure that your plan is one that gives you the success, the money, the freedom, and the life you truly deserve. So click the link, get registered, and I'll see you inside the challenge. This is your time. This is your future. This is the moment where everything changes, and I'll see you on the inside. So click the link and register now.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so we are continuing the live that I did earlier, which is around frequency and around how this affects everything. I know, like, just that word in the business world can be like, oh God, is he going to go on this weird and woo-woo journey? Well, Einstein got it, Tesla got it, and we're now starting to understand that affecting your frequency is, and learning how to positively affect your frequency is everything. Because you've got to understand this. Let's just bring it back to the basics. Now, before we just bring it back to the basics, come on, type in where are you coming in from? Let me know, let me know. Type your country, type your name, let me know where are you coming in from. And remember, this is leading up to the 3-day challenge, which is so you can become the 21st century entrepreneur. And that means that you have health, wealth, and happiness at every single chapter. And it just changes your relationship, first of all, with you in your professional world, in your personal world, and how it all blends together. Because being a 21st century entrepreneur means that wherever you go, you're taking a force with you, a power with you. You're taking solutions with you. You're taking with you new life. Now, for that, you've got to be coachable. Now, if you are coachable, just type in the chat from 0 to 100%. 0% is I'm not coachable at all, Skip. 100% is I'm 100% coachable. Type in the chat from 0 to 100%. Come on, how coachable are you? Because in this 3-day challenge, what we're going to do is we're going to open you up to your IMAP. You got to understand that everyone's journey to become this 21st century entrepreneur, it's going to be different. But the map to go and discover what is within, this is where the IMAP stands literally in a league of its own. That intelligent, massive action plan. That's what you're going to walk out of these 3 days with. And it's just going to be a game changer because it's going to give you something to come back to so that you can do what? You can make sure that your frequency stays in a high level instead of it being at a low level. We have to understand the importance of this because we're bringing in certain laws. I'm sure you've all heard of gravity. That is a law of gravity. Now, if I throw someone up, it's going to come down no matter who throws it up. Doesn't matter what mood I'm in, doesn't matter what season I'm in. If I throw it up, it's going to come down. Now, the law of attraction means that whatever you give is what you get back. Now, if you go and give something in a very low frequency, guess what you're going to get back? More of that stuff that you're given. Now, what could that be? Anger, stress, resentment, blame, uh, suffering, so much crazy stuff. And what happens is people just get caught in the trap and they don't realize that, God, if I'm in the trap, I'm the only one that can get me out of it. But what do they start doing? It's like a baby throwing the toys out the pram. They start throwing all this stuff at everybody else. And what does it do? It keeps them trapped in that frequency. Now, here's what we need to understand. Here's 3 benefits of being in the right frequency. Because you've got to understand, like, what, okay, before I even like go deeper into the frequency, here's 3 benefits that you're going to get simply by being tuned into the right frequency. It's like if you want to listen to classic FM, you just got to know the frequency. You tune into it, and then bam, you're getting a constant stream of that stuff. It's no different when it comes to success. It's no different when it comes to growing something. There are laws around this world that are here to support you. And if you don't get in alignment with the laws, one, you might feel like you're trying to push water uphill where you're never going to win. Or two, you might be going for ABC, and what life wants you to get is XYZ. And it's going to do everything to guide you in a different way. But if you're creating resistance by being in a low frequency, you're going to miss the messages, you're going to miss the guidance, you're going to miss everything. So here's the 3 benefits by being in the right frequency. Number 1, you're going to get clarity with your decision making. Because when you're up in these high frequencies, it's like you're through the clouds, everything's clear. So that when you get aligned with the right frequency, your intuition, what's happening within, it sharpens up. And what does it do? It allows you to start to make clearer, more confident business decisions simply by being in the right frequency. Remember, it's your decisions that shape your destiny. So from 0 to 10, come on, how important is it to be in the right frequency? Come on, from 0 to 10. Come on, type in the chat. Yes, 10. Now, what else happens? When you're in the right frequency, instead of going out there having to knock on all the doors, you start attracting the right opportunities. You start attracting the right partnerships. You start attracting all the right ideas that align with your vision and your mission. And guess what? Your IMAP is going to be part of this journey. That's why, remember, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6:30 UK time, about 90 minutes. We're going to be diving in deep. Now, what also happens is the second thing is you literally start to magnetize success and abundance. You have to understand that if you got a magnet and opposites attract, but imagine if that magnet's turned on and it starts attracting things into it. We're going to show you how to do that, where a high frequency that muster the whole mindset that fosters positivity, resilience, and confidence. All this stuff naturally attracts success. Guess what else it attracts? Financial growth. Growth. Guess what else it attracts? Aligned clients and customers. Imagine having aligned clients and customers, how that's going to change the game that you do business. You got to understand, you got to get this stuff. Now, number three is really where you have a stronger leadership and influence. It means that when you speak, people are genuinely listen because they want the leadership. Now, when you're vibrating at the right frequency, just your presence alone has more impact, and you naturally inspire trust, loyalty. All of this stuff will come from your team, your clients, and the people that you're surrounded by. It's essential to get this. You start handling all those, most people call them problems. If you're in the right frequency, it's just a challenge, and you start handling them with ease, and you start to learn how to maintain a calm and solution oriented approach that sets the tone for success. You have to understand that these are formulas. When you go into the right frequency, the right things happen. What's happening is people are saying, "Oh, I'm saying the right thing, I'm doing the right thing," but you're doing it in the wrong frequency, and guess what? You're not getting the results. So, come on again. From 0 to 10, how important is it for you to be in the right frequency when you're in your professional life? Come on, type in the chat. Yeah, 10. Right now. Huh. Here's 3 ways of being in the wrong frequency, how it harms your business. Now, this is what we want to avoid, but you have to understand that your frequency is going up into a higher frequency, or it's going to be going down into a lower frequency. It's going to be going one way or another. Now, first thing that happens when you're in the wrong frequency, you start attracting the wrong people and the wrong situations. So when you're operating at a low or a misaligned frequency, you may unknowingly invite in toxic partnerships, untrustworthy clients, business opportunities that basically end up draining you of energy and resources. And you just end up in a cycle of, like, you're on this hamster wheel of setbacks and unnecessary struggles because you're just going round a wheel. Why? Because you're staying in the same frequency. We shift your frequency, then we refocus on what's important, and then all of a sudden you've got a new focus, because it's like you've taken out the old lens and you've put in a new lens. Honestly, guys, without mastering this, I can tell you now, you're never going to master your professional life. Now, the second challenge that comes when you're in the wrong frequency is there's going to be a massive lack of motivation and clarity within you and within the people that you connected with. So being out of alignment, that leads to confusion, self-doubt. There's a lack of purpose. We start making it difficult to stay focused and committed to the goals that we want to hit. All of this, it's literally like, imagine that you've got a lens and you can see in absolute, like, clearness, clarity, but then you start muddying up the lens. You can't see what's going on. You've got to keep things clear. And the best way to do that is to have strategies that get you in the right frequency. Now, what you'll also find is that you'll start find yourself procrastinating. You'll start second guessing yourself. and you're going to start to make fear-based decisions, which is it's just toxic, is what it is. Now, then where does that lead to? The third one is the most horrendous one is when you get financial, mental, and emotional burnout. And this is where you start to get negative or scattered frequency. It can cause unnecessary stress. It starts leading to exhaustion, overwhelm, and even financial stress. And you might feel stuck in a constant state of survival mode, um, because you're reacting all the time instead of learning how to respond with precision. Now, we've got to make sure that getting in the right frequency is everything. It's like, if you get in a car and you got a favorite radio station, you know what those numbers are, you key in those numbers and you start receiving. You have to understand this, my friend, you're a walking receiver. Now, if you want things in your professional life to start going up, you've got to start going up so that you start receiving at high levels. Imagine having your phone never connected to 3G, 4G, 5G, or Wi Fi. All of those are frequencies. And what happens in those frequencies? Information is sent down. It's no different with you. And if you come and you spend 3 days with me, as we go through this 3-day challenge so you can become the 21st century entrepreneur, I'm going to be giving you the science, but not just the science. I'm going to give you how we can get in to these frequencies on a daily basis consistently, and how you can learn how to access this stuff where at the moment most people aren't accessing this stuff. So what happens? They're trying to figure it out with the mind. The answers aren't in the mind. Everything that's in the mind is from the past. What we got to learn how to do is to look forward. We got to be forward thinking. Now we've got to be doing that from this high frequency, because otherwise what could happen is you might go into a higher frequency, and you've seen this happen with movie star clients of mine who had all the fame, had all the fortune, and they got there by being in the high frequency, but they couldn't keep control over it. And all of a sudden, all this intelligence, it started to turn against them. All this intelligence had them doing what? Imposter syndrome, self-sabotaging themselves. And then they lost everything. I then start working with them. I get them in the high frequencies, and what happens? Everything turns around. It's 4 million in year one. I'll show you some of these examples as we go through this 3-day challenge. I'll show you what I've done with world famous CEOs, world champion athletes. I want to show you. And by the way, it's super cool. It's super fun. You want to make sure that your experience in the professional world is aligned so that you have a flow of good energy coming in. Think what's going to happen if you go into a low frequency. You're going to have a low of all this negative energy flowing through you. You don't want any of that stuff. So raising up your frequency, I can tell you now, should be the number one thing every single person learns before they step foot in the professional world. Now, we're going to be going through exactly what's needed for you to create your IMAP, your intelligent massive action plan. Now, without it, oh my God, imagine, like, think about nowadays, whenever you're going to go on a long journey, you pull up your maps, and what happens? It gives you a direction. You put in your destination, gives you a direction, how you're going to get to your destination, and what do? You just follow the dot. Imagine if all you had to do was follow your inner guidance, but from the right frequency. I'm telling you now, the whole game of life, your whole professional life will change. It changes into a game. It changes into something where you have more energy. It changes into something where you start discovering more about yourself. It has you in a game where you start winning more and more and more, and you start having a positive effect on others so that they start winning more too. It will change everything. Everything. The world is changing fast, my friends. And without learning this, I can tell you now, you're never going to win in the professional world. So there's going to be a link somewhere around here. Make sure you click the link. It's either on the screen, it's in the bio, it's in the chat, it's going to be somewhere. Click that link. Get yourself registered for this 3-day challenge to become the 21st century entrepreneur. And I can tell you now, on that journey, you will stay younger for longer. You'll be doing what you love more. You'll be living life on your terms. It changes everything. It really, really does. It sharpens you up. I mean, think about this. I just want to finish with this because when people say, oh, yeah, but Skip, can anyone learn this? Absolutely anyone. Think about if I've got a brand new knife and I've sharpened that knife super, super sharp. And I teach a 4-year-old how to slice tomatoes with a super sharp knife. But now I give a blunt knife to a pro chef. Who's going to be able to cut the best slices? Of course, the 4-year-old. Why? Because the tool is sharper. When you start to operate in these higher frequencies, your mind is sharper, your body is sharper, your awareness is sharper, your alertness is sharper. Everything about you sharpens up. Everything about you starts to see opportunities that you didn't even know was there. I can tell you, my friend, you got to learn this stuff. It is going to change the game. It's going to change the way that you take yourself into your professional world. So make sure you click that link right here. Come and be joining us Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 6:30 UK time. It's going to be an honor to take you through this journey where we're going to be creating your IMAP, and then the game of life in your professional world really does begin. So I really do. I hope you got some value from today. Live strong, live healthy, live long. Make sure you live now. And for now, I'm out of here.